You won't believe this, but Johnny Depp, yes, the same Depp from Pirates of the Caribbean and Edward Scissorhands, just starred in a new horror thriller. But this one's not your typical Hollywood movie. Oh no. This film's plot is so weird, critics are calling it ludicrous, yet it's still taking over free streaming platforms. And here's the kicker, it had a massive budget of $58 million. It seems crazy, right? But here's the real twist, it's not the usual film you'd expect from someone like Johnny Depp. Instead of the usual action-packed or deep, emotional roles, Depp is playing a character in a supernatural mystery that's filled with some truly bizarre elements. And while critics have been pretty harsh on it, the film is gaining a massive audience. It's one of those films that people are talking about even though, on the surface, it might seem like a big, messy, scary disaster. So, what's all the fuss about? Let's dive into it. The film is called The Death Whisperer. Sounds chilling already, doesn't it? The premise is pretty wild, Depp's character can communicate with the dead. Yeah, you heard that right. But things get a little more, well, complicated from there. Depp's character isn't just talking to ghosts for fun. He's caught up in this crazy web of supernatural mysteries that slowly unravel as the movie goes on. But here's where the critics come in, they didn't hold back. Words like ludicrous, absurd, and ridiculous have been thrown around a lot. Now, why is that? Well, it's not because Depp's acting is bad, that's for sure. But let's just say the plot of the movie takes some unexpected turns. Things get a little out there. You know the kind of film that makes you raise your eyebrows and think, did they just go there? Yeah, that's this movie. There are moments that might have you questioning what exactly is going on. But here's the thing, people love that. Some of the movie's fans are even saying, it's so bad, it's good. And in a way, that's what's keeping people watching. This isn't the type of film you'd go to for the perfect plot or polished performances. No. It's the kind of movie you watch with your friends, popcorn in hand, and just enjoy the wild ride. Maybe you laugh, maybe you roll your eyes, but you're glued to the screen the whole time. It's one of those films where you can't look away because it's just so crazy. But here's the part that really gets interesting, despite the harsh reviews, the movie is blowing up on free streaming platforms. And this is where we have to talk about something big happening in the streaming world. We all know that free streaming services have been on the rise, right? It's a great way to watch movies and shows without paying for subscriptions. And now, with platforms like this, movies that might not have done well in theaters or on bigger, paid streaming services are finding their audiences. They can thrive in a space where people are open to watching something that might be a little offbeat. The Death Whisperer has definitely found a home in that environment. But there's more to this than just the film being strange. You know, Johnny Depp has always been one of those actors who can make even the weirdest roles intriguing. And when you throw him into a film like this, one with so many twists and turns, it's no wonder people are tuning in to watch. Sure, some may think the plot is ridiculous, but Depp's quirky, mysterious energy keeps it from becoming a total flop. Now, you might be wondering, why is this film getting so much attention when it's clearly so out there? And that's the big question. I mean, $58 million isn't pocket change. So why take such a risk? Well, this is where we can learn something from this whole situation. Sometimes, it's the unexpected that really catches people's attention. It's not always about having a perfect movie. It's about having a bold movie that stands out from the crowd. The Death Whisperer has done just that, it's an experience. It's not perfect, but it's bold, and that's what people are talking about. And here's something else to think about. In today's streaming world, the bar has shifted. It's not all about being polished and pristine. Sometimes, being a little offbeat or unconventional can be what draws people in. This film may be strange, but it's generating so much conversation. It's a movie that, even if you don't love it, you're probably still going to watch just to see how it plays out. It's a conversation starter. That's the power of taking a risk in a movie, whether it succeeds or not, it gets people talking. Now, let's break down why some viewers are still hooked, even though the movie might seem like a total mess. First off, there's a major sense of nostalgia with Depp. He's always been great at playing characters with layers. Ones that make you think, laugh, and sometimes even feel a little weird. But even in a movie as crazy as this one, there's still something that draws people in. That's his charm. People don't watch Depp for perfect characters. They watch him for the quirks, the oddness, and the layers beneath it all. It's like, even when things get wild, Depp's ability to stay true to his character keeps you watching. And that's a pretty important lesson for anyone in film or content creation in general. When you're true to your craft, people are more likely to follow you, no matter how crazy things get. Now, let's take this a step further. If you're creating content, whether it's a movie, a YouTube channel, or anything else, there's a lesson to be learned here. Take risks. Do something bold. Don't always play it safe. If you only ever make content that fits into a certain mold, you're never going to stand out. The Death Whisperer is a great example of how thinking outside the box and embracing the weirdness can actually get people to pay attention. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be different. And while we're talking about taking risks, let's talk about something else. In the world of streaming, it's all about finding your niche. If you have a platform that's all about giving people access to unusual or offbeat movies, just like The Death Whisperer, it's going to thrive. People want variety. They want something that feels fresh. And that's exactly what this film offers, something new, something a little unexpected, and a whole lot of wild. But let's get back to Depp for a second, because let's face it, he's still one of the biggest draws in Hollywood. But the interesting thing is that, in this film, Depp isn't playing the suave, charming pirate or the troubled outsider. No, in The Death Whisperer, he's something else entirely. He's weird, he's unpredictable, and he's in the middle of something that doesn't always make sense. But that's what's great about it. Depp is able to bring something fresh to the table, even when the script itself is a little wacky. It's almost as if the oddness of the film mirrors his character. There's a strange, compelling chemistry there that keeps you watching, even when the movie feels like it might fall apart at any second. Now, let's take a moment and think about what this means for the future of movies. Streaming platforms like Netflix, Hulu, and even some of the smaller, free streaming services are changing how movies get made and how they get watched. It's not all about blockbuster hits anymore. Some of the most interesting films are being created for audiences that want something offbeat or a little outside of the mainstream. It's films like The Death Whisperer, ones that break the mold and take risks, that are getting the attention they need to thrive. But don't get me wrong, this isn't about saying every movie should be like this one. No, what we're really talking about here is how different kinds of films are now finding their audiences. And it's all thanks to the massive growth of streaming platforms. Whether you're watching a critically acclaimed drama or a bizarre supernatural thriller, you now have access to a wider range of content than ever before. And that's pretty exciting for fans who love to explore and take a chance on something new. But let's not forget the critics. While the movie's gaining attention, it's still a hot topic for debate. Some people love it, while others don't even know how to react to it. The thing is, it's rare for a film to spark this much conversation, whether it's in a positive or negative light. The fact that it's still being talked about, whether it's because it's so bad it's good, or because people are genuinely intrigued by its weirdness, shows the power of a movie that doesn't just blend in. It stands out. So, what does that mean for Depp's career? Well, it's clear that Depp is still a major player in the film industry, even when he's involved in projects that aren't exactly winning over the critics. In fact, this movie might just be proof that Depp can still stir up interest, even when the odds are stacked against him. That's a pretty powerful thing for any actor to have in their arsenal. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most outrageous movie plot you've ever seen? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'm dying to know what you think. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe for more fun and intriguing content like this. Oh, and if you want to see what other bizarre movies are popping up on free streaming platforms, check out our next video where we dive into some of the weirdest films that have taken over the scene. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.